Today we're taking a look at these college football matches, which are happening on Saturday, December 24, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Also, check out our perks and join the High Stakes membership. Joining the High Stakes membership is easy, is cheap, but it will help a lot in the growth process of this channel. Plus check out our Patreon in the link down below if you want access for our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. Make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Blue Raiders vs San Diego State Aztecs. The MTSU Blue Raiders step onto the field holding a record of 7-5 for this season. The last time they stepped onto the field, the Blue Raiders faced a few Panthers and notched a win by a score of 33-28. Chase Cunningham went 29-40 seconds with 279 yards through the air. He had a quarterback rate of 124.8 and ended the contest with no interceptions. Darius Bracey was the leader on the ground for the Blue Raiders with 20 carries for 91 yards, 4.6 yards per attempt. In all, they had 83 plays which gave them a total of 447 yards. The MTSU Blue Raiders ran the football 41 different times and had 168 yards, which came out to an average of 4.1 yards per attempt. Against the run, the Blue Raiders gave up 83 yards on 19 tries, which calculates to 4.4 yards per run allowed. MTSU conceded 29 completions on 53 tries for 414 yards and a completion percentage of 54.7%. The Aztecs head into this matchup 7-5 for this season. When they last stepped on the gridiron, the Aztecs took a defeat with a final score of 13-3 against the Air Force Falcons. Jalen Maiden ended the game with 188 yards on 16 31sts through the air, while his QB rate was 89.7. He tossed 2 picks, and his YA was 6.1. Jordan Byrd carried the rock 6 times for 13 yards, ending the contest with 2.2 yards per carry for San Diego State. The Aztecs finished the game with 187 yards, and they ran 46 plays, 4.1 yards per play. San Diego State rushed the ball for -0.1 yards per attempt, finishing with a total of -1 yards on 15 attempts. San Diego State conceded 66 rushing attempts for 271 yards, 4.1 yards per rush. The Aztecs passing defense conceded a completion percentage of 33.3%, relinquishing 14 yards on 1 out of 3 passing. Couple of key factors have me swinging this game in favor of the Blue Raiders: their ability to cause turnovers and turn them into points and the team's experience. The Blue Raiders have a total of 15 players playing in their 5th or 6th year of college football. With that comes a good deal of maturity and smarts in situational football. That will be put to the test as MTSU puts their 26th ranked passing attack up against San Diego State's 28th ranked pass defense. I'm banking on the Blue Raiders making enough plays to keep this game extremely tight. Don't forget, the Blue Raiders are first in the country in defensive scores and, with weeks to prepare, something tells me that the Blue Raiders may put together a scheme to get yet another blocked kick in this game to swing the tide. Our first pick is Blue Raiders plus 6.5 points. When discussing their ability to score points, the Aztecs are 109th in the nation, holding an average of 21.3 points per game. Over the course of the season so far, the Aztecs have thrown for a total of 2,051 yards via the pass, together with an average of 170.9 passing yards per contest, giving them a rank of 119th in the country. The San Diego State Aztecs are averaging 321.7 yards per contest, which is good for 117th in D1. The San Diego State offense has 682 penalty yards on 88 infractions, ranking them 20th in D1 in terms of giving up free yards. San Diego State has yielded a total of 1,546 yards rushing, 128.8 yards game, in addition to 13 touchdowns rushing for the season. They have allowed 19 touchdowns via the pass, as well as 206.6 yards per outing, which has them in 35th in the nation. The Aztecs defense has been on the field for 779 plays, which is good for 28th in the nation. The Aztecs are relinquishing 20.2 ppg, which has them 20th in D1. Over the course of the season, they have allowed 242 points. The Blue Raiders' entire offense is predicated on their passing attack. They are averaging 267.2 yards per game, which ranks 31st in the nation. Quarterback Chase Cunningham has thrown for 2,920 yards. He is completing 67% of his passing and averaging 7 yards per completion. Cunningham threw for 19 touchdowns this year and 9 interceptions. Jalen Lane is the downfield threat for the Blue Raiders. He caught a team-high 59 catches and has gone for 829 yards receiving. He is averaging 14.1 yards per catch. Lane has also hauled in a team-high 4 touchdowns. San Diego State comes into this matchup with an identical 7-5, but having closed out its season with a loss to Air Force. The Aztecs are led by quarterback Jalen Maiden, who took over as quarterback in October and led the team to a 5-2 mark in his 7 starts. He completed nearly 63% of his passes and threw for 1,721 yards, with 10 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. The Aztecs have spread the wealth on the ground with 5 different backs having 200 or more rushing yards this season. Jordan Byrd leads the way with 389 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Jaylon Armstead leads the team with an impressive 6.0 yards per carry to go along with his 313 yards rushing. 3 different receivers have 3 touchdowns on the season, and Jesse Matthews leads the team with 38 catches. The Blue Raiders hope to finish off the season with a 4th straight win as they get set to play in the Hawaii Bowl. MTSU is led by quarterback Chase Cunningham. Cunningham has thrown 19 touchdowns on the season, compared with 9 interceptions. He just missed the 3,000-yard mark, passing for 2,920 yards with a 67% completion percentage. The team's leading receiver is Jalen Lane, who compiled nearly 900 yards receiving and had 4 touchdowns. Middle Tennessee State's ground attack is led by backs Frank Peasant and Darius Bracy. Peasant ran for 747 yards with 9 touchdowns, and Bracy added 257 yards with 4 touchdowns. Defensively, the Blue Raiders are led by their 2 safeties, Fluellen and Teldrick Ross. Fluellen is the team's leading tackler with nearly 100 this season, and Ross leads the team in passes defended with 17 on the season. Defensive end Jordan Ferguson leads the pass rush with 8.5 sacks on the season. Keep an eye on the kicking game in this one. MTSU has 6 blocked kicks this season, which is 3rd nationally. Also, the Blue Raiders defense has turned turnovers into touchdowns 6 times this season, which is tied for best in the country. The marquee win on the Blue Raiders' schedule this season was a decisive win at Miami in September. San Diego State's defense is going to travel well for the bowl game. They should hold the Blue Raiders to less than 20 points. The real question mark is, can San Diego State score enough points to reach the total? San Diego State has scored over 30 points in only 3 games this year. The under is the play on Saturday night. The under is 5-1 in the Blue Raiders' last 6 games, following an against the spread loss. The under is 36-15 in the Aztecs' last 51 games, following an against the spread loss. Our second pick is to take under 49.5 points.